We got people. Okay, I got one more to set up. So stay with me for a little bit. Okay, great question. Now we're going to have a test on that report I send you to read first. Remember? Not really, but I used to hate school. Actually, graduate school is fine. That was easy for some reason. Let me see. Where is that? Okay, be there in a minute. Let me make sure. Don't need that. Let's see. No, that doesn't. Why isn't that? Doesn't show me where the video is yet. No, I don't want that. I want live. How to go live? Live from New York. Where that? Post room page group post. Yeah. Okay, maybe here. Live video. Okay, now we got it. Got it. Okay, now what did I say? The title was The Only Scientific Method, right? Okay, I hope this works. Oh, it doesn't have the other thing. Well, that's good enough for now, isn't it? Yeah, that's good enough for. Oh, how does it go? Okay, gonna add a title over this one. Okay, now we go live from Washington, D.C. It's Lesko help. Oh, God, Lesko does need help. We all do. And that's the truth. We all need help. But I hope I can help you guys tonight somehow. And it surprises me every time I do this and that people enjoy, get something out of it. I mean, see, unfortunately, I've been doing this 50 years. It's sort of like second nature or whatever. And to have folks that really could use it, whatever. I just think is the neatest. Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's the neatest thing in life that I could do. And so I'm very grateful to you guys having an interest in that. Is great. Okay, so I'm on. Now I don't see comments yet. Let me see if people are on. I bet nobody's on there. Yeah, that's why. Maybe not. If on the Facebook, we're going to go on to. I'm taking the Facebook group and having a second place because Facebook is so. It is so unpredictable and things. And there's something called Mighty Network. It's a platform. And what I'm setting up there is where members could go over there and log in their state. So to register by their state. And that will be a place where we can just people can, all in a separate state, because so many of these programs now are by state. It's even though they're federal programs, most of the applications are at the state level. So getting through that stuff. So if you're in a state and you're getting that stuff, you can help other people who are in that state. So I think if you all have a place to congregate in the same state and share ideas, because if somebody got something, then they could share with somebody else. Everybody else in that say, hey, you had to call Susie over at, Department of Labor, man. She could fix your unemployment in no time. Things like that, And that's what the computer does for us, and the networks and all this kind of stuff. It allows us that kind of power to the individual, and it's I've been studying computers back from the 70s, and when we had CompuServe, that was the first internet stuff. I know for you old enough to remember CompuServe. I guess that was in more or less the 80s that started. And I said, boy, when I saw that, because I was studying databases, I got an MBA in databases, computerized databases back in the 70s. And when that came, this is what's going to change the world. It took a while, but basically that is. I was doing the same thing for Fortune 500 companies in the beginning, but it was all manual. I do reports every day, every week, every month or whatever for Fortune 500 companies to know about government money programs, to know about competitors, to know about technology. And I compile this. It's sort of like a clipping service, but a little more expensive. You can charge anything for rich people. That's just so much fun about rich people. You can charge them anything. Because they make millions out of this stuff, and they know how powerful it is. And I'd go down into the government and find experts, like investment experts. I remember I had a client who was invested in Maine potatoes, and I found a fellow in the Department of Agriculture, and I remember him name so much. This is 40 years ago, something like that, back in the 70s. His name was Charlie Porter. And all he did was study Maine potatoes. He was the government expert on Maine potatoes and knew everything. And I found him in a dusty old office down at the Department of Agriculture over in Southwest DC, which is a little bit of ways from here. I walk about that far every day. And it was just amazing. That guy just poured his heart out and was giving me reports and studies and explaining everything to me. So I take all his information and I thank him, and I put a cover letter on it and fancy it all up and send it to this fat cat and charge him thousands and thousands of dollars for stuff I got for free, and he was delighted because, to get somebody with that kind of expertise who's been studying Maine potatoes for 30 years of his life, he's got a PhD in Maine potatoes. That's right. So you want to know about these kind of people, it's sort of, the stock market is just trying to outguess the other idiots in the stock market, but to really know the market, the supply and demand feature of that, these kinds of experts are incredible. Uh, and so, with my MBA or whatever, I mean, and then I started business. Actually, before that one, I had two other businesses that failed, and I just wanted to figure out how to feed myself. And that's why I relate, I think, to most of the Let's Go Help members now who are want a business to learn how to feed us. That was mine. I mean, I'd start a business and fail. I'd go get a job again and hate that in 6 months. And start another business and fail. Then go get another job I hated for 6 months. And yeah, until I finally clicked with something. And now it's even easier to do that because you have to have, your success rate comes faster and your failure rate comes faster. Before, like if you wanted to sell something, when I was starting businesses, you had to open up a store. That cost $500,000. Now, for 50 cents, you're on, well, actually for $5 or whatever it is, you're on Etsy and have a store. That's better than $500,000. So you could fail that way for $5 instead of $500,000. So that's why it's so much easier to find. And that's to me, the basics of everything in life is really finding things that people want and be able to give it to them. So if you want to invent a robot or something like that, I mean, sure, that's going to take a lot of money. But other than that, if you're providing services or help or whatever, and more of that kind of business is growing in the United States because people are so busy. They need somebody. I mean, look how many people get dinner delivered by UPS. Now, when I was, in 2030 ago, would you believe that? I mean, I live in an apartment building. I mean, there's a dozen packages down there right now with dinner for people that came by the post office. Not some guy on a bicycle from the pizza shop. No, this is stuff they put in the refrigerator or their oven or whatever and heat it up. They got dinner. Everybody's so busy. I mean, who would have thought? Ask your grandmother about something like that, right? She's just going to kill you. You say, yeah, that's stupid. No, that's evolution. And that's what's going on. So there's an app on the internet, and I interviewed this guy too, so it's on YouTube, that they have a service where you could make sandwiches in your kitchen or dinner for your kid in your kitchen at home, and you make 10 extra meals, and you put it on the app that you have these 10 extra meals. People come to your house and give you $20 or whatever it is for a dinner and go home. Yeah. Who would have thought that? So now you have a restaurant and it costs you nothing. Yeah. So that's the world is different. And the problem is, I think that people, we talk to people who are so-called experts, and they know how to spend money, and they're experts selling expertise. So they want to charge you a lot of money for their expertise. Are we on chat? Do you know? I don't see anybody chatting. I usually see a lot of people chatting. Participant, pop-up chat, toggle. Anybody know how to make sure that I'm on chat? Chat. Web Street live chat. Oh, you can't tell me, right? You can't participant. Oh, let's see. No, that didn't help. Oh, that's screwed up. Golly. I'm afraid I'm going to lose you if I do